I love Gabe. He's the best. I love Gabe. He's too good. Alright, he's switching accounts, guys. Hopping out of the barcode into his main account. So he can show us that beautiful Mustang. Let's see what you guys are voting for. Reynor and HeroMarine. So far, 3-1 lead for Reynor when it comes to channel points. I think that's somewhat fair, but I think it's going to be very fun. Take a look at Aligalek to see how these two have done against each other historically. Of course, Reynor has the positive record. We are aware of that. We can take a look at the last few series they've played. It is 35-15, so they've played exactly 50 series against each other. HeroMarine did win the last time they've played, but that's quite some time ago. Because I think I recently did the weekly 178, so this is over 20 weeks ago. Over 20 weeks ago, Gabe got a 2-1 victory. Surprising, right? You expected these two would run into each other a little more often. But it's been a little while at this point. Neither of them had the best showing at the ESL Masters. Obviously nothing crazy, nothing bad. It's not like they lost super early, but you know, you expect a Gabe to potentially make a top 4 or at the very bare minimum top 8. And Reynor is obviously someone that we always can see make a final, win it all, or at least a semi-final. And if that does not happen, it's very easy to be like, okay, neither of them had a great run. They are both hoping for more. HeroMarine is whispering me, go, go. Roddy stream. There is Reynor. I like how Gabe is whispering me. He's here. Hi guys. Feel free to veto. Reynor vetoes first. Then Gabe. MaxPax. A, B, B, A, B. Reynor is A. I just always make up some rules on the fly, but I say it with a lot of conviction that people think that this is part of the plan. I'm like, Reynor, you veto first. Map order A, B, B, A, B. And then no one will say a word. They just roll with it. It's just asserting my dominance. Reynor vetoes Neo-Humanity. HeroMarine vetoes Altitude. Oh, not? You first, then he 2 and 3, you 4 and 5 is left over. I don't know why he's so confused about this. This seems like scam. Reynor is upset at me saying that I'm scamming him. Wasn't he the one coming out with big statements earlier this afternoon saying that he was going to clap HeroMarine? Reynor picks Ancient as first map. Gabriel picks Royal Blood and Babylon as map 2 and 3. So now Reynor can pick map 4. Indy, feel free to host Ancient. Obviously, both of these guys fell victim to Spirit in the ESL Masters. Reynor did have a 3-0 performance in the group stage, so that part it was very good. Did Gabe go 3-0 as well, or did he go 3-1? I'm thinking right now. I know that Gabe beat Goblin. Gabe went 3-0, right? They both went 3-0. Oh, Gabe lost to SKillous in the group stage. Yeah, that's correct. So Gabe went 3-1. Yeah. Yeah, SKillous played very good in those games. Alright. Reynor is ready. HeroMarine is ready. Indy's in the game. I'm in the game. This was supposed to start at 9 p.m., but Gabriel had a ladder game. Every ladder game matters. Gabe was not happy about that ladder game, but I'm sure he will forget about it real quick. Over the last few months, overall, obviously, you think of the Monday night. That's supposed to be Gabe's tournament, right? We call it the Big Gabe Weekly. And even that has lately not really gone Gabriel's way all that often. He still won it, somewhat recently. But we are used to Gabe winning basically 2 out of 3 editions. And that is absolutely not the case anymore. It's been a lot of ShoWTime lately. Obviously, MaxPax finding a lot of success. And Gabe still having decent runs. Yeah, I'm ready, guys. But not quite winning as frequently as he did in the past. And especially the round of 16 exit in the ESL Masters. We all know Gabe, and that hurt. Obviously, there's no shame in losing a TVT to Spirit. Spirit has been in mighty fine shape over the last few months. But Gabe is the guy who made it into the top 4 of Katowice a little over a year ago and has had plenty of good runs ever since. So, both of these nerds, we know that they are Europe's finest, but they have something to prove. Let's see who can get back on track and get some momentum going on their side, as it is time to hop into the main event of the evening.
Let's get it on. Round 1, fight.
Alrighty, and apparently guys, we're gonna kick off the main event with a little bit of spice, cause this man is sending out the boys. They are leaving town here on ancient Sistren. In the top right side, recently celebrating a 10-year anniversary with Mouse Sports. This is their Rekordmeister, Big Gabriel. You guys are pugging out of your mind, so are these boys. Not 1, but 2, maybe even 3. Full send. In the bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of the man who's obviously had a rough week. Not the ESL Master performance he was looking for. An early exit of the Kung Fu Cup against Classic. But he did get a 2-0 for us earlier today. And he seemed confident as ever. Representing Basilisk, this is Reynor. Mr. 100% today. I think he's expecting a lot of things, but he's not expecting Gabe to come out like this here in this best of 5. $200 on the line, guys. 150 for the winner, 50 for the loser. And Gabe is a cheeky boy here in game 1. And you know what? I don't hate it. Very difficult map for Terran. Why not just set the tone for the series immediately and be like, you know, I don't care. Show match. I'm not participating in any show match. I want to win. There's money on the line. I'm gonna try to bring some pain to you. And I have to do it in the dirtiest and cheesiest way possible. I will do it. And Reynor is, just like Scotty from Eurotrip, completely in the dark about all of this. He could actually end up losing this Overlord, guys, and that would already be a very painful start. But yeah, 1 Marine is not enough firepower. But the bunkers are going to go up. Reynor now obviously knows that this is happening. He's going to build a spine crawler in range. Interesting. Very early drone pull, and this will all come down to the micro here. It's 3 Marines at a time. That bunker is definitely going to go up, isn't it? Oh, Reynor is now going to do something about it. I don't know, though. I feel like this bunker is going to go up. It's a lot of drones being pulled. Reynor looking for the surround. Marine micro is good so far. I really don't hate it from Gabe as long as the bunker can finish up. He loses 1 Marine. That is painful. Now 1 more Marine got surrounded there. Gabe is just running to this bunker. Will at least get 4 Marines in there, but no, this was not quite it. Marine micro started off promising, but in the end it got a bit sloppy. Gabe losing a few Marines, floating some money there as well. Still microing, still kiting links, 15 workers against 15 workers, but 2 bases against 1. And a very, very healthy spine crawler. I thought it was going to be hard for Reynor, but in the end, Reynor made this look rather easy. I thought he was in a bit of a pickle, but I will always think back of my good friend and the man that I casted countless of games with, Mr. Bitter, who always said in the early game it's better to overreact than to underreact. Well, Reynor built a spine, pulled a buttload of drones, and just got a good start. And now I do think that Gabe is in a lot of trouble. He's going to follow this up Maru style. Triple CC. Let's see if Gabe is Maru. Lambo said no way he should have ran to the bunker there. Yeah, there was some serious move commanding going on. He ate a lot of shots. Obviously, the SCVs were already taking a lot of damage from the drones as well. It felt that Gabe started off microing very well. And I think if he would have just kept kiting backwards and kept just trying to pick up the drones from afar, probably would have gone a lot better. He was just running. It was kind of straight out of a movie where it's like, alright, we're ignoring everything. We're ignoring the explosions. We are just running towards the bunker. Yeah, that's... Now Reynor gets a perfect scout, by the way, as well. With just 1 happy little Zergling. Maybe. No, that's it's very big. Big start here for Reynor in this best of 5. We'll see what Gabe can make out of this game. It's obviously not the best map for Terran. Awkward way to start a best of 5. I didn't hate it from Gabe. I kind of liked it, but I'm not in love with the execution. I feel like there was a lot more potential there for Big Gabriel that he was not quite able to capitalize on. But we have seen some Terran players win magical games in the past after pretty bad proxy 2 Rex or 3 Rexes. I wouldn't say that Gabe is necessarily the first one that I think of, though, when I think of those kinds of comebacks. I always see Gabe as a momentum-based player. And even if not a whole lot has happened, that's also fine for Gabe, because then he's got that one devastating push that he's able to execute at a very high level. But I don't really see Gabe as the comeback king. Not in TVZ or not even in TVP. Yeah, we'll see where he takes it. Sometimes Reynor can get a little bit carried away if he does have a good start, and maybe that is what Gabe is hoping for here. But I do hope for Gabe that he's not going to be fuming too much if this doesn't work out. He seemed a little bit unhappy after that latter game we just saw the tail end of. And it's very easy to get into this negative spiral of emotions in StarCraft 2, where you're just molding at the world and you feel like everything is going wrong. This map gives Steps of War vibes. Color-wise, yes. Map-wise, absolutely not. The main base of Ancient is about as big as the entirety of Steps of War. So I'm not sure if I'm totally feeling you in that regard. You say you hope he goes Spire? Well, there is a chance that Reynor will play Spire here. Even though he often says, like, oh, why do I play Middling Bane? Middling Bane sucks. Shouldn't do it, shouldn't believe in it. He says the same thing about the Roaches, to be fair. Yeah, if there was... I don't know, though. He knows about all the barracks, right, that have made it home. I don't know. It's quick bailing speed. We are taking a lot of extractors. There come the evolution chambers. I don't think we're going to see Spire play. I think it'd be a bit silly. Could probably work, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's necessary. The one thing that HeroMarine does have is 1-1 upgrades, finishing up rather quickly. Timing on the armory looks good to me as well. And I gotta say, economically, that triple CC, it does slap. Because I did not expect HeroMarine to only be down like 10-11 workers into a 7-minute game. Supply block for a brief moment here, but he's got 4 depots on the way, so that won't take too long. And he can maybe spend that money on the 2-2 upgrades. One of the big downsides, obviously, with the way that this game has started off for Gabe, is that 85% of this map is going to be covered in creep. No Hellions to keep the creep at bay, no benches to pick up creep tumors. So sneaking drops to the other side of the map, this is going to be so hard when Reynor has an insane amount of map vision. Did you know mules are good? Never really thought of it. That yellow submarine, you think it's good? Income advantage of the last 5 minutes. HeroMarine is going to see this hatchery in the bottom side of the map. Is going to unload some marines. We'll get a very easy cancel on this 5th base of Reynor. Now turns around, snipes the queen with a buttload of energy. And the other queen with a lot of energy gets picked off as well. So HeroMarine gets...
double kill.
And those were 2 juicy queens, guys. Those were the ones with all the energy. Now this game is definitely still very competitive. Scan goes down in the center of the map. I don't know if he can actually reach that creep tumor that's on the other side. Reynor does have 78 Zerglings and 15 Banelings out on the map. Oh, the creep, by the way, guys. 8 minutes and 40 seconds into the game. You guys ever wonder why do Terran players always open up with Hellions? To prevent stuff like this. That's why. That's why Terrans like having Hellions early on. HeroMarine is still floating around with these 2 medevacs in the bottom side of the map. And he's gonna maybe need a bunker or 2. Because Reynor is here. The 1-1 upgrades are done as well. I mean, if you're Gabe and you see this creep here in a 9-minute game. I know my Gabriel and I know he's not happy seeing that. I want to say rather late pickup, but good enough in the end. Gabe does have 106 army supply. He's working on his favorite 8-rack setup. There is no 4th CC. The Banelings find some connections. 8 barracks, triple CC. That seems to be the game plan here for Big Gabriel on a map that I don't think he really enjoys all that much. He's going to be forced to use like 17 scans as well, though, to make it to the other side of the map. Now Reynor is going up to hive of 92 drones. Like obviously this is a terrifying Terran army, as we do have banelings. Tanks are gonna siege up. Can the banelings connect? No. Can the tank get a good shot off? Yes. Man, Reynor has lost 2,400 minerals more than Gabriel in this game, guys. And we cannot ignore the fact that Gabe is now working with an upgrade advantage as well. I mean, Marines with an upgrade advantage are good, but not if you had bot banelings like that. Gabe is unloading that double drop on that 9 o'clock base. Tank count is at 4. It's a 128 army supply against 96. Baneling count is at 39. 113 Zerglings for Reynor. It will really just come down to the tank shots. Reinforcements are on the way. Here we go. Reynor says, I'm gonna send it. And Gabe wasn't quite paying attention at first. Gabe was a little bit late to react there, guys. Maybe didn't quite expect that move. Does still, I want to say, save a decent amount of Marines, but then it just flies away with the medevacs from the rest of it, and I have no idea what I'm looking at. But I don't think this really could have gone any worse for Gabe, even though he had 2-2 against 1-1. That was all over the place, guys. Another Liberator show up, as Gabe is going to unload a couple of Marines on top of banelings, but Reynor is just picking up reinforcements for days. There is so much creep. That could have gone so much better for Gabe. Gabe is normally a man that gets max value out of his pushes. That was not max value, guys. Marines are going to target down a queen, but now there are spore crawlers in the mix, and the spores will start working on the lips. There might be like one more push for HeroMarine. As the army supply is still decent, but at the moment most of it is in medevacs. So much creep. Liberator is going to siege up. There are a couple of banelings in the mix there. HeroMarine is unloading the Marines in the center of the map as well. This seems a little bit better for Gabe, as long as he can keep the Marines alive, and he keeps the Marines alive. Well, he keeps them alive at first, but then more Zerg units show up, and he does not necessarily keep them alive. Obviously, every second that goes by is a good one for Reynor on the 87 drones. Reynor is working with an upgrade advantage. Reynor's got the 2-2 upgrades now as well. The previous big fight took place with 1-1 Lings and Banes. I think it's really the creep that's doing Gabe dirty here. Marine count is only at 27. That's just not quite where you want to see it at if you're Gabe. The Baneling count only at 7 though at the moment. 9 more Banelings on the way. I want to say Queens maybe in a tiny bit of a pickle, as Banelings once more find some connections. Reynor picks off that tank. The Liberator's getting some good shots off here. The Lib's definitely putting in some work, but still more than enough Lings and Banes remaining, as extra Liberators do show up. More Marines, but the Marines on creep, they have such a tough time running away from these Banelings. And while this is happening, the Liberators are left by themselves. They're still actually going strong, so that's not too bad. Reynor now finding himself basically in the third base of Gabriel. How many Banelings are remaining? 0 Banelings, 26 Lings. Liberator count still high. I mean, there is some fight in this dog. And now the Marines with +2 armor standing there for a split second, waiting for the reinforcements. Gabriel just needs a few more units. The Spore Crawler is the big problem there for that Liberator. Seems like one Lib is gonna go down. Reynor does not have Adreno Glaze. It's just 2-2 Ling, Bane, Queen. A little bit of help from the Spore. Baning count is low, as more SCVs have died on the other side of the map. But at this point, it's not the economic damage that matters. It's this fight that matters. Good micro this time around, I think, by Gabe. A few more Banelings remain. I thought the micro there was quite good by Gabriel. As one Spore Crawler is getting in a lot of shots. Gabe's still pushing, guys. 40 Lings on the way for Reynor. 13 Banelings morphing. Gabriel can maybe get that base. If he stims right now, he gets that base, and that's an important one. Obviously, Reynor has a very big economic lead, but that economic lead is about to get a bit smaller. Nice backstab on the Lings here by Reynor. Some fast video gaming here, guys, in game 1 of the main event. This is still going to be hard to clean up. Queen count. Oh, Banelings, can they connect with the Marines? Yes, they sort of can. Now the Queens can also get on top of the Liberators. And HeroMarine had some serious potential in this game. Not once, but twice or even 3 times. But it's the creep that just made it very difficult for Gabe, I think, to maybe micro his Marines as well as he would have liked to. And now I do think that Reynor is finally in the clear. Now we can enjoy that hive attack. We can fire up a couple of Vipers. We can drop Blinding Clouds, Abducts, Parasitic Bombs. And I think this was pretty much all that Reynor needed to do in this game. Got close though. I'm actually surprised with how close this game got. Well, it felt that HeroMarine had a few pretty obvious errors, where if he can fix that... As Could have been a Gabriel victory at more than one occasion, but in the end it does seem that Reynor is going to walk away with it. HeroMarine does not really have an economy. I mean, maybe we can try one more time. He floated over the main. The floodgates are wide open. I guess Reynor hasn't quite seen that yet. No, he's going to split off one Zergling right now. So he wants to keep an eye on the timing of that base. Fun first game. Started off with proxy 3-Rex. The 3-Rex didn't quite do what it was supposed to do. Nice split there by Gabe. Gabe had his moments in his game where he did fantastic. And that was a bit underwhelming. And then he did fantastic. That's in typical Gabe fashion. He does have 115 army supply still. Reynor still does not have adrenal glands. I think earlier he was just a bit too broke. At this point he's definitely not too broke and he should be getting it. Well, he's kind of broke, but I think if we are walking around with this many freaking links, as a couple of parasitic bombs have landed. Nice splits there though by HeroMarine. They should survive, right? All three of them survive. Reynor is very, very, very ling heavy. A little baneling run by, but actually these SUVs get protected by a Liberator. What a game between these two. Reynor forgetting arguably one of the most important upgrades that he could have gotten for the composition and the style that he is playing. 100 Zerglings, 124 Zerglings against 83 Marines. As we do have a couple of Vipers in the mix, Binding Clouds go land. Here comes the Swarm in all its glory to bring all its pain. And this many Lings and Banes, with or without adrenal glands, I think it's just too much. It really is a bit too much, even for the Marines with +3. Gabe still battling, reinforcements have arrived one more time, Medevacs working overtime, tanks sieging up, gets a shot off, but Gabe has officially ran out of steam in this 17-minute game that started off with a proxy 3-Rex. And honestly, I felt at multiple moments that if Gabe was a tiny bit more on point, I think Gabe could have had it. You want to see units lost? I can show you this at least. Killed unit count 723, 377. I don't know. Doesn't quite show you the other units lost resource tab, the one that I think you were looking for in the game. Resource collection rate was pretty damn even throughout the game until Reynor really started dealing some serious economic damage. I felt that Gabe had some serious potential with some of these pushes. Obviously it's so hard when there is creep everywhere. It's giving Reynor so much info to work with. Reynor was able to get full advantage out of the mobility that these links provide. Yeah. If we headbutted a few less banelings there with big groups of Marines, that could have been his game. Fun one to start the night off with. We can't forget that that was Reynor's map pick. We are now entering Big Gabriel's map picks. Royal Blood map 2, Babylon map 3. Is it normal to prioritize meals over scanning? To be fair, Gabe did scan a couple of times. But he basically needed to scan 22 times to really clean all the creep up. Because there was just so much freaking creep after the filled proxy 3-Rex. That was probably the biggest downside out of the entire opening for Gabe. And I understand that he didn't want to scan every step of the way. But I don't even really think that it's that creep that was kind of between Gabe's army and Gabe's third base that really made all the difference. Just one or two fights, it felt that Gabe was looking elsewhere right when Reynor sent it. And I think if Gabriel was just paying slightly more attention, was more ready for some of those big fights or game deciding fights as he likes to call them, I think they could have played out in a different way. Who to cheer for? I know you're friends with both of them. I cheer for good games, mate. Look at me being lame.
Round 2, fight!
In the top right side of Royal Blood, we are looking at the main base of the man who's down 0-1, but we have now entered his first map choice of this best of 5. He said he's always down to play, and he said, oh yeah, I'm not that busy on Friday. We like to hear that. This is Mouse Sports HeroMarine. Recently celebrating a 10-year anniversary with Mouse Sports, guys. Can we get a little round of applause in the chat for Gabe and his loyalty? Not just to his Terran followers on the stream, not just to this beautiful video game of StarCraft, but 10 years with the same team. Hey, I think that's beautiful and that's impressive. Like 10 years ago, Cuckoo was actually not born yet. So that really goes to show how long a decade is, guys. Now we are used to him memeing in the chat with us. He's streaming on Twitch. But 10 years ago, he wasn't even on this planet. In the bottom left side of Royal Blood, we are looking at the main base of our very own, the Italian Stallion. He said he was ready to put on a clinic tonight. Taking the 1-0 lead. This is Reynor. And Gabe opening up. Okay, that's a weird depot. Is it normal, guys, to have that depot here? I don't know. He is rocking the Roddy portrait. But that does not mean you have to wall off like Roddy. Can we please have a Gabe Shrine again? I have a Gabe Shrine, mate, on my right. It has a candle. It's not lit at the moment. It has some Ferrero Rochers, because I am a sucker for chocolates. It has the big Gabe poster, and it has some Lego flowers. The shrine is right here. I just can't really show you guys at the moment. Maybe in between the games I can show you guys. What did I get for my birthday? I got a whole bunch of stuff. I got a Lego tree. I got a fun day to Walibi. I got a nice dinner. We have 2 Reapers making it to the other side of the map. I got some Pokemon cards. What else did I get? I got a bunch of stuff. I got flowers from Pi. I got chocolates from Pi. I got a bottle of wine from Pi. I got a bottle of Jack Daniels from Lethal. I got spotted as a HeroMarine loses a Reaper here, guys, hopping into the main base. I've never really known Big Gabriel as the 2-Rex Reaper guy. That's obviously a build that at least every Terran at the high level has experimented with. They dabble, they dip their toes, and they be like, either I like it or they don't like it. If I think of Gabe, I don't really think of 2-Rex Reaper. I look at this wall up and I'm just confused. Well, you know, never judge a book by its cover, or judge a Gabriel by his Wolof, but like if you'd show me this and be like, guess who made this? HeroMarine is not the first name that jumps to my mind, guys. If I look at this, I'm like, alright, it's either Lino playing Terran, or it's, you know, something along those lines. As Reynor grabs one of the Reapers, gets the last one as well. Well, it's safe to say that the Reapers didn't really get a whole lot done. But the good news is for Gabe that he only invested in 3 of them. As he is lowering that depot. Very confident in the guy with the gun. It's a pretty odd way to start off this best of 5. But you know what? That first game was fun, was exciting. I really don't mind it. Let's see where game 2 goes. As the 4 Marines are on the mission, that should be enough, right? To kill the Overlord. I want to say it is because they never underestimate the guy with the gun, but it's close. It's really close. It's good enough. See, never underestimate the guy with the gun. It's kind of like I have 2 things in life. If I'm not sure if Marines are going to get the kill, they will get the kill. And if a PvP looks even, MaxPax is winning. That's kind of like your 101 to become a caster. You stick with those 2 truths, and you get a whole lot. You get a whole lot out of it, guys. You just bang on over and over again. Nailed it, nailed it. Double drop, leaving the main base of Gabriel. Reynor has a vision of the 3rd. Doesn't have a whole lot of vision here on the right side. Lair on the way. Baneling Nest has been planted down as well. Obviously, there are no evolution chambers yet. So we are just working with 19 lings and 8 queens at the moment. The Marines have stim, no combat shield. I think Reynor should be fine here with good queen positioning. HeroMarine picks up the units again. Now knows about a couple of the queens. There is 1 spore crawler there. What are we gonna do, Gabe, with our medevacs? Seems like he's not quite sure. Reynor has cranked out a few more Zerglings. I mean, I understand maybe not trying to lose Tim, but it's kind of random. Gabe is unloading the Marines in the center of the map. A little bit of micro there. I think 1 or 2 Marines did fall. The 6 Marines fall? Okay, that's a lot. Losing 6 Marines like that in the center of the map against pure links. It's not like we were diving for some queens there. I think that's a few more Marines than you're supposed to lose. There's a couple of Marines gonna stim forwards. I won't get a whole lot done. Sport Crawler moving in the main. Reynor has a 30, 40 links. Couple of Banelings now as well. Working on Baneling speed. Fired up the 1-1 upgrades. I was a little bit surprised to see Royal Blood being prioritized over Babylon. I always think of Babylon as the ultimate Terran map. Some Terrans try to fight me over it, but then they still pick it and they win. Royal Blood is also a map that Terran players do seem to enjoy. Economically, this game is not looking all that hot for our big Gabriel. 3 CCs up and running, but 45 SCVs against 70 70 drones. We have a couple of Marines stimming, but Banelings will connect once more. Gabe is just not building any SCVs, guys. So I guess it's the ultimate 3 base all in or something? Like, why is he not building SCVs? Gabe full sending it of 3 bases. Clearly part of the plan. He's got 1 starport, 1 factory. Got a couple of Marines running around. He's paying attention, and he is paying attention, but still ends up losing a few Marines. Now throughout all of this, he did lose 12 Marines for 28 Zerglings. Like, those are not the numbers that dreams are made of. Burrow is done, by the way. Reynor with some very quick burrow. Reynor also feels that this is a fight that he can take, and the Banelings get an absolutely amazing connection there. As Banelings get a great connection on the bottom side of the map as well. And whatever Gabe had in mind, guys, it is in shambles. A bit of a disaster of a game 2 here for Gabriel, as Reynor takes a very convincing 2-0 lead. Like in that first game, Reynor got off to a good start, but he still had to work for it. Here in the second game, out of character game there for Gabe, guys. Like, the 3 Reapers felt a little bit uninspiring, didn't really feel like it was going anywhere. But then the follow-up was going to be that big 3 base, well, 3 base, 2.5 base, low SCV all in. But already bleeding out 12 Marines for only 28 links. Like, that's just not quite good enough. If you're all-inning, then obviously every unit matters. And Gabe just bled out way too many Marines there. And then the final fight wasn't even much of a final fight. Because Reynor saw an opportunity, he went for it, pounced on that army in the center of the map. Got good connections in the center and on the bottom right side. Yeah. We know how good Gabe is. We know that Gabriel's an animal. I don't know how long he's been playing for today. Like, maybe this is just one of these days where Gabriel thinks that he's not human and he's been full sending it for 10 hours on Twitch, and maybe he's just a bit exhausted. It's only 5 hours that he's been live, but I don't know. I don't know how long his day has been. But that was not a game that I think is HeroMarine worthy. We know how good Gabe can be. We know how on point he is sometimes. And even in that first game, like, the strategy and the macro was on point. But I've seen HeroMarine micro a whole lot better. He just said that he is not in the mood to play and he is starving. Well, that is a little bit disappointing, but that is obviously I cannot control that, right? I asked him to play like 3-4 days ago, and he said yes. So it's not like I contacted him an hour ago and be like, "Hey, Gabe, want to play best of 5?" I hope that he finds the spirit. I hope that he finds some momentum, because I know that these two can put on an amazing show. And game 1, I was still entertained. Yeah, that second game, that is that doesn't get the Gabriel stamp of approval. That was not worthy of a HeroMarine game. I know that he can do a whole lot better. I think he played at Waddy's Twitch around lunch. Yeah, but I think those games were played way earlier, because I was watching HeroMarine stream a couple days ago, and on that stream he was playing on the Neo maps against Hero. So whatever, like for instance, Hero against Gabe wasn't announced yet on Leaguepedia today, but I watched those games live 3 days ago. So yeah, I don't really know. Maybe it's that TVP that just got the best of him. We've all had a day in our life be ruined by ladder rights, so let's just hope that this is not over yet, and let's hope that he finds his spirit back here on Babylon.
Round 3. Fight!
In the bottom right side, we are looking at the main base of one of my favorites, regardless of what happens in this best of 5. But obviously, we hope for some fireworks and some fire and fury in the main event. I know that he's got that dog in him. time to bring it out, mate. This is Mouse Sports HeroMarine. In the top left side, we are looking at the main base of the man who has gone for a spawning pool before hatchery. For the first time in this series, I believe. It is the Italian stallion representing Basilisk. This is Reynor. Basilisk event and no Serral. How sad. ... I mean, Serral literally played earlier today. And it wouldn't be much of an invitational series if we just get Serral to play every single Friday. But if you guys really want Serral to play again, we can obviously put in that request. Yona knows that I like having him on the Friday night. I don't like to bother him too much. The one downside of asking Serral to play in this is that the event always starts at 6. And the last best of 5 is supposed to start around 9. But 9 is 10 PM for Serral in Finland. And we all know that Serral doesn't really enjoy playing games at 10 PM. Unless it's Home Story Cup, and then he just becomes an animal at 2 AM. We'll see what we can do in the upcoming weeks. But Serral was indeed watching Mixu play, but that was a bit earlier, right? I mean, we can maybe ask Serral if he wants to play the opening best of 5 of the night. Okay, Serral, how would you like to open things up for some of the other amazing Zerg players in Europe? You'll be the first player of the day. Reynor, apparently, guys, is also feeling a little bit cheeky. Could be that, like, weird 9 roach build or something. I'm never quite sure what to make of these roach openers, but keep an eye on it. Not 1, but 2 orbitals morphing at the same time for Gabriel. You want to play Serral? I don't think you're the only one. So HeroMarine has absolutely no idea, guys, about the spawning pool first opening. And right when the Reaper leaves town, the Lings are going to show up in the natural. I want to say good news is that at least there's no CC to cancel. But bad news is that there is no wall off. And the Lings are actually going to work on this reactor. HeroMarine is going to have to take this kind of serious. He does cancel the reactor there. Don't lose your Reaper, obviously, Gabe. Please do not lose your Reaper. The follow-up, though, guys, are the roaches. The Reaper is very low on HP. Not too much economic damage being dealt, but obviously the main purpose of these Lings is not the damage they're dealing right now. It's keeping the Terran busy. And while the Terran is busy, they are not necessarily getting ready for the follow-up. The follow-up are these roachy boys with their spikies running to the other side of the map. And right now, if you guys ask me, Roddy, what does HeroMarine have that is good against roaches? The answer is absolutely nothing. So that means that this is going to hurt. I wouldn't hate a Cyclone first, actually. Yeah, it is a Cyclone, but the first roach is already here. Uses call down for supply depot. After, I guess he was supply blocked, but he will just tap out after realizing that he does not have any units. Did not scout. And just like that, after 3 minutes and 50 seconds, it is a Reynor who, well, kept his word. Reynor said 6 hours ago that he was going to clap Gabe. Well, I guess that was indeed clapped. First game was still kind of fun. I liked it. The second game was uncharacteristically sloppy on the side of HeroMarine. We know that he can do so much better. And yeah, the third game, I guess Reynor just played him like a fiddle. Kept him busy with the Lings. HeroMarine did not scout. Roaches walk into the natural. And Gabe tapped out. GG's. Serral still awake. Can we get Yona in here, guys? Maybe he still wants to play. Unfortunately, that is indeed the end. Reynor gets a trio clean sweep in the main event tonight. He walks away with $150. HeroMarine will still get $50 for playing. Yeah, that is a little bit anticlimactic, guys. As we do have at least 10 more subbies coming in. Focus on the bright side of life. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Do our best. We always want to give you guys the most amazing games possible on the Friday night. We had plenty of really epic Fridays. This was definitely not like a bad Friday. I enjoyed Mixed with Eric Fire. It had its moments in the first 2 best of 5s, but yeah, this final best of 5. It's not just that it's a trio, but especially the last 2 games is a little bit sad. So. It is what it is. You win some, you lose some. I hope you guys still had fun. I want to thank Basilisk for once more putting up $500 for letting us run this event. And I do think that we made some nerds happy. Obviously, nice big win for Reynor. Very clean, decisive trio. That will hopefully give him some happiness. Now he can enter the weekend with a smile. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did my best. I obviously do not control the games. We do not do any cherry picking here. We play the games live. Sometimes everything is awesome, and sometimes we have a rather one-sided series to end it all on. These things happen. It's out of our control. I will settle the prediction. It was a Reynor victory. 62% of you guys believed in Reynor. Reynor gets the job done. And I guess that is it for me.